Let's take you to the Eastern Cape. Taxi operators in that province have hit the brakes on transporting scholars, leaving some matric pupils stranded and unable to write their exams today. The operators claim they haven't been paid by the province. Let's go to eNCA's Ronald Masinda, who's following that story, and he joins us now live. Ronald, I can understand how frustrated those matriculants were after preparing for, one of the most important times in their lives. Just tell us if you've gotten any response from the province. Will they be given a chance to write again?
So what we do know at this stage, and this is a conversation that we had with the Department for Transport, they say that they've only been struggling to pay the many taxi operators or scholar transport operators for the month of October. But this is a different sentiment from what we've been hearing here in the Eastern Cape. Earlier on, we visited a village just outside of eNCA where many pupils were left stranded. Some of them only going to classes just after 9 o'clock. We were told by parents that sometimes they have to resort to hitchhiking because of the issues with scholar transport. I am joined by a Sintako member now, Mr. Bongani Sethi, to tell us more. Mr. Sethi, thank you so much for your time. First of all, what are some of the grievances?
The main grievances, thank you very much for the opportunity. The main grievances for the operators or Standoff in the province is that the department doesn't pay the operators. For example, in October we should be paid the proof of deliveries and invoice that we have submitted in September, but we haven't been paid. Now we are in November. In November we expect the money for October, and we're told that there are still other operators that are being owed other monies for previous months by the department. And the treatment that this department is treating Standoff in this province is not right. The relationship between Standoff and the department have been strained due to non-payment of operators. We have been saying to this department for so long that each and every month workers should be, or the operator should be paid what is due within the period of 30 days that the invoice had been submitted. Up to date, we haven't been paid.
We do understand that there was a big meeting yesterday. What were the outcomes of that meeting?
The outcome of the meeting, we're clearly saying, as from today, it's just an unfortunate situation because those learners are our children that were not going to ferry the learners as from today till the department indicate when and where should we get our money from the department. So it's just an unfortunate situation. So today we couldn't say the resolution of the meeting is that we mustn't ferry the learners from today.
Do you know how much, perhaps if you can estimate, that is owed?
Oh, I'm sure it's big money because the department pays millions to the operators, the whole province. They should pay the whole province. So I cannot tell you, but all the operators were not being paid for the monies that are due in October. And those people are suffering today. They don't have diesel. They don't have money to pay drivers. They don't have money to pay vehicles that they owe to the banks. So it's just becoming a problem each and every day. Vehicles are being repossessed because the department doesn't own the scholar transport, and the duty is to pay operators. Each and every month we are not being paid on the due date. If it's 25th, we cannot be paid by 25th, we'll be paid at the end of the month. So operators are suffering throughout this process.
Very lastly, we know it's a difficult time of the year. It is exams. Can we expect taxi operators to perhaps have a change of heart?
I think I alluded to the fact that it's just painful that we cannot take our children to school. And what is painful further is that there is our black students, African learners. And this is our government. This government in the province is led by African. The African National Congress is letting us down, in particular when we talk about the learners.
Mr. Sethi, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, sir. Well, those are the sentiments from the taxi industry. Of course, a difficult time for them as well. As Mr. Bongani Sethi alluded to, there have been issues with not only their own operations, but, the price of fuel, Masego, and also looking at this province is a vast province with over 5,000 schools, and many of these taxi operators have to travel long distances from village just to drop off the kids. And some of the kids we've been talking to now they have to resort to walking at least 10 kilometers just to reach their school. So a very difficult time, not only for the taxi industry. Many of the taxi industry or belonging to the taxi industry are part of the scholar transport system, but also a difficult time for students who are writing matric exams.